How much does the American dream cost? Imagine marrying someone who provides you with the perfect life. Children, a beautiful home, nice cars, and lavish vacations at least twice a year. And then, well, then you find out it's all a lie. Today, a husband whose lies and deceit spirals so far out of control that his crimes become bigger and bigger until he commits a final one so grotesque, it could have been ripped from a horror movie. I'm just an average guy. I love this country. My career was built on keeping people safe. Everyone deserves a life free of fear. I'm a fixer. I'm a protector. I believe in America. I'm here for you. It's time for a new conversation. Welcome back to the Security Brief. Today's show is about an unthinkable crime. 3 babies under the age of 6 and their mother murdered at the hands of their father and husband. This family was kept away from loved ones who desperately went looking for them. But was there anything they could have done? We have private investigator and missing person expert joining here today to help us understand what can be done if your loved ones go missing. Please welcome one of the best in the business, Tom Ruskin. Tom, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tom, what's the first step that someone should take if, God forbid, someone goes missing?
Try and get the police involved. Try and call your local precinct, your sheriff, wherever you are in the country, and try and get the police involved. Different jurisdictions, as you well know, have different criteria for taking a missing person. Depends on the criteria, it depends on the jurisdiction. In New York City, it's normally 24 hours. But if the person's mentally ill or has some kind of debilitating disease, they'll take it immediately.
Maybe an Alzheimer's patient.
Correct.
Okay.
Or a young child. They'll file an Amber Alert. Okay. So if it's that type of situation, you have nothing to lose by calling the police and having the police come, then try and get the media involved. There's nothing better than getting a police department after the media are involved.
Okay.
So at that point in time, that's what you do. Then you have to think about your other alternatives. You know, as a family, you can start making calls to loved ones. You can start looking at their cell phone bill. It's a friend or family type of plan. Then you may have to call a private investigator.
Okay, which is entirely possible. So
we've had cases like that.
Right.
Just recently, a young girl, 15 years old, from Brooklyn, disappeared. Police don't want to do anything. Father's very concerned. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. His daughter's been missing for 6, 7 hours. He wants someone on it right away.
And this is a perfect example of another option, another resource available to everyone here, everyone in America, that if this is the scenario, they can call someone like you for help immediately.
Correct.
Okay.
But there is a cost involved there.
Well, listen.
If you can get the police department work for you.
Right, but at the end of the day, no one's going to be thinking about that dollar sum and they can't get anybody to pick up a phone and find their kid.
Absolutely.
Right. So, second thing is, what do you think it's incumbent upon parents to possibly keep a sample of DNA of their kids?
We recommend to every parent, new parent, get DNA from your child. Store it. There are kits readily available on the market. There's 3 or 4 that I know of.
There are DNA kits available.
DNA kits where you take a swab of the kid's mouth, you can store it.
What do they do with it?
What you can do is you can run it and keep the serial number or the spiral number on file. You can keep, a portion of your kid. You can take fingerprints and footprints of your child at a very young age. We recommend it. I mean, you have nothing to lose by doing it and storing it. But even if you don't, and even if the person's a little bit older, there's DNA all over your house.
Got it.
I mean, look, you and I are follically challenged.
Hey, but we're handsome men.
Exactly.
Just stating for the record.
But there are DNA samples in our homes. We use a toothbrush. The toothbrush has DNA. You can send that into a lab, and you can get the spiral number from the DNA. But there's more important things, fingerprints, looking at things that are readily available, Facebook, cell phones, credit cards, depending on the age of the missing.
One last question for you, Tom. God forbid somebody is abducted. What's your advice to people at that point?
The abductee should try and seek help, should try and make themselves visible every single time. I call it the Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb trick. You walk into a store with your captor, and he's holding you. Look up at cameras. Everything has video cameras. Say, help me. If you can get to a bathroom, if you're a woman,
lipstick, mascara, anything
on the bathroom wall. Help.
Okay.
Set off a fire alarm. If you're in a hotel room, set off the fire alarm. The police and fire are going to come.
All great advice, man. Dearly. This is
seeing you.
Tom Ruskin, thank you so much, Tom. I really appreciate you being here. There's more of the Security Brief right after this. Stay with me.